Andrew, I honestly almost gave up in the grocery store yesterday. Seriously, I felt like I was speaking a completely different language, even though I was speaking English.
Oh, Emma, I get that feeling. Tell me what happened. Was it the self-checkout again? Those things are tricky.
No, not the self-checkout this time. This was worse. I was just trying to ask where the oat milk was. I said, "Excuse me, where is the oat milk?" And the assistant just stared at me, then said, "The what now?" I repeated it, slower, "Oat milk." And she still looked confused. She finally pointed to the dairy aisle, and I found it myself, but I walked away feeling so defeated, like my words just bounced off her. Yeah, exactly. It's not like I didn't know the words oat or milk. My vocabulary is fine. My grammar, I think, was correct. But there was something in my delivery, my pronunciation, or maybe even my rhythm, that just didn't click for her. It was like a wall.
A wall. That's a perfect description. And it's a wall that so many of our listeners, especially those from Vietnam, run into every single day. They know the words, they've studied for years, they can read complex texts, but then they open their mouths and nothing, or worse, confusion.
Really? So it's not just me having a bad day. I mean, I'm a native speaker, and I still felt that way. I can only imagine how frustrating it must be for someone who's worked so hard to learn English.
Oh, it's incredibly common, Emma. And it's not about being bad at English. It's about how different languages approach sound and rhythm. Let me tell you a little story. When I was first learning Vietnamese, I had a huge problem with tones. Vietnamese is a tonal language, right? So, ma can mean ghost, mother, horse, or even a tomb, depending on the tone.
Wait, really? That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, coming from English where tones don't change the meaning of a word, it was almost impossible to hear the difference, let alone produce it correctly. I'd say chow me, hello mother, and sometimes it would come out as chow ma, hello tomb.
Oh no, that must have been so awkward.
Extremely awkward. People would look at me with this mix of confusion and polite amusement, and I knew the asterisk words I wanted to say, but my pronunciation, my tonal delivery, was all wrong. That's a bit like what happens when Vietnamese speakers learn English, but in reverse.
So you're saying it's not about tones in English, but something else?
Exactly. English isn't tonal, but it's asterisk stress timed. That means certain syllables and certain words are stressed more than others, and that stress carries a lot of meaning. Vietnamese, on the other hand, is more syllable timed. Every syllable gets pretty much equal weight. So when a Vietnamese speaker says oat milk, they might give each syllable, oat and milk, equal emphasis, almost like two separate words.
Ah, like oat milk instead of oat milk, with the emphasis on the second word. I think I get what you're saying.
You're absolutely spot on. That slight difference in rhythm, in how the sounds flow together, can make all the difference. It's not just about saying the right sounds, it's about saying them with the right music.
Music. That's a nice way to put it. So for our listeners, it's not just about making the O sound correctly or the T sound correctly, but how oat and milk are put together.
Precisely. And this is where a lot of the frustration comes from. Learners focus so much on individual sounds, which is important, don't get me wrong. But they often overlook the bigger picture, the rhythm, the stress, the intonation. These are the things that native speakers unconsciously listen for. They're the glue that makes words understandable in a sentence.
So, what's the first step for someone who feels like their words are just bouncing off people? How do they start to hear this music you're talking about?
That's a brilliant question, Emma. The very first step, I think, is to understand word stress. In English, not all syllables in a word are equal. One syllable always gets more emphasis. It's louder, longer, and higher in pitch. Take the word present, for example.
Okay, present, like a gift or to present something.
Exactly. Now, if it's a noun like a gift, where do you put the stress?
Present, the first syllable.
Right, present. But if it's a verb, like to give a presentation?
Oh, then it's present, the second syllable.
You got it. Present, noun versus present, verb. Same letters, same sounds, but different stress, different meaning. Now imagine a Vietnamese learner who might say present for the gift or present for the verb, because they're not used to this stress changing the meaning. It creates confusion.
Wow, I've never consciously thought about that. It's just natural to me. But for someone learning, that's a huge difference. So how can our listeners practice this?
A fantastic way is to start with multi-syllable words. When you learn a new word, don't just learn its meaning and spelling. Learn its stress pattern. A good dictionary will often show you with a little apostrophe mark. For example, comfortable, not comfortable.
Comfortable, I get that.
Let me tell you a story about this. I was once trying to order a dessert in Vietnamese, and I kept saying it with the stress on the first syllable, like dessert, but the Vietnamese word for dessert, trang mang, has a totally different rhythm. It was like I was saying desert, the dry place, instead of dessert, the sweet treat. The waiter just kept looking at me blankly, even though I was pointing at the menu. It was the stress that threw him off.
Oh, the dessert confusion. That's hilarious, but also so frustrating when you're in the moment.
So frustrating, and that's why I always tell my students, think of it as a little drumbeat for each word. Every word has its own rhythm. So for comfortable, it's dum-da-da. For understand, it's understand, da-da-dum.
Da-da-dum for understand. I like that. It makes it sound less like a rule and more like a feeling.
Exactly. It's all about feeling the rhythm. So, let's try a little shadowing moment here, Emma, and for all our listeners. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to really listen to which syllable is stressed, and then repeat it, trying to copy my rhythm and stress exactly. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Let's start with photographer.
Photographer.
Excellent, you heard that strong too. Now, everyone listening, try that with us. Photographer, feel that second syllable pop out. And how about decide?
Decide.
Perfect, the side just jumps out. Listeners, decide. Feel that push on the second part. It's not decide or decida, it's decide, that's the word stress.
I can already feel how focusing on that would make a difference. It's like finding the beat in a song.
You absolutely nailed it, Emma. It is like finding the beat, and once you master word stress, the next big thing, the next level of music is sentence rhythm. This is where your oat milk story comes in. In a sentence, not all words are equally important. We stress the content words, the nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, because they carry the main meaning. The function words, articles like a and the. Prepositions like to and for. Conjunctions like and, they're usually reduced and unstressed.
So, I want to go to the store. I wouldn't stress to or the, right?
Precisely. You'd say I want to go to the store. The to and the become almost invisible, very quick. They're just connecting sounds. If you stress every word equally, I want to go to the store, it sounds very robotic, and it's harder for a native speaker to follow the flow of meaning.
That makes so much sense. I can picture someone saying it that way, and it does sound flat, like a computer.
It does, and again, this is a common habit for Vietnamese learners, because, in Vietnamese, there's less reduction of these smaller words. Every word tends to keep its full form, so when they translate that habit directly to English, it creates that wall you felt. Let me give you another example. I was once explaining how to get to a local market here in Vietnam, and I said, you turn right at the big tree. But I had to consciously remember to stress those words. If I had said, you will turn right at the big tree, stressing every word, it would sound unnatural and might even confuse them about which words were important.
So, it's about making the important words pop out and letting the less important ones fade a bit.
Exactly, think of it like a spotlight. You shine the spotlight on the words that carry the most information. Oat milk, The important information is oat and milk, so you give them the spotlight, oat milk, or perhaps oat milk depending on context.
But what if I stress the *wrong word in a sentence? Does that change the meaning completely?
Oh, Emma, that's a brilliant question, and yes, it absolutely can. Let me give you a classic example. I didn't say he stole the money. What does that mean if I stress didn't?
I didn't say he stole the money. It means someone else said it, but not me.
Spot on. Now what if I stress I didn't say he stole the money?
Oh, then it means I didn't say it, but maybe I thought it, or I implied it, but I didn't actually say it.
You're a natural, and if I say I didn't say he stole the money,
then it means I said someone else stole it, but not him. Wow, that's incredible how just shifting the stress changes everything.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And this is why sentence rhythm is so powerful. It's not just about being understood, it's about conveying the precise meaning and intention you have. And for our listeners, it's a huge step towards sounding more natural and being fully understood.
So, how do we practice this one? Because it feels a bit more complex than just single words.
It is, but the principle is the same. Listen and mimic. Start with common phrases and sentences. Don't just read them, listen to native speakers say them. Podcasts, TV shows, movies, they're all fantastic resources. Try to identify the stressed words.
So, if I'm watching a show, I should pause and try to mimic how they say a whole sentence?
Exactly, and don't just mimic the words, mimic the rhythm, the ups and downs. Let's do another shadowing moment. This time, we'll try a short sentence. I'll say it slowly first, then a bit faster, and I want you to really try and get that rhythm.
Okay, I'm ready for the challenge.
I really want to learn English.
I really want to learn English.
Great, now let's try it a little more naturally. I really want to learn English. Notice how to is almost gone.
I really want to learn English.
Fantastic. Everyone listening, try that with us. I really want to learn English. Feel those stressed words pop out and the others just flow quickly. That's the rhythm of English.
That feels so much more natural when I say it that way. It's like my mouth is forming the words differently, almost automatically.
That's the magic. It becomes automatic with practice. And the third piece of this music puzzle, which ties into both word stress and sentence rhythm, is intonation. This is about the rise and fall of your voice over a sentence. It conveys emotion, asks questions, or makes statements.
Ah, so like how my voice goes up at the end of a question?
Exactly. If you say "you're coming" with a rising intonation, it's a question. But if you say "you're coming" with a falling intonation, it's a statement. Now, in Vietnamese, questions are often marked by question words or particles, not necessarily by intonation alone. So, a Vietnamese learner might say "you are coming" with a flat or falling intonation, and it can sound like a statement, which again leads to confusion.
So, even if I use the correct grammar for a question, if my voice doesn't go up, it might not sound like a question?
That's right. It's a key signal for native speakers, and it's not just for questions. Intonation also conveys emotion. If I say, "That's amazing," with a high, excited intonation, you know I'm genuinely impressed. But if I say, "That's amazing," with a flat, low intonation, it might sound sarcastic or like I don't care.
Oh, I can totally see that. I've definitely heard people use flat intonation and thought, are they being sarcastic, or do they just not care?
Exactly. And imagine how that feels for a learner who is trying to express excitement or sadness, but their intonation is flat. Their emotions aren't coming through. It's like talking in a monotone. It makes it really hard to connect.
So, the music of English isn't just about being understood, but about connecting emotionally too.
Absolutely, it's the full package. It's what makes conversations flow, what makes you feel heard, and what makes the other person feel like they understand you, not just your words. My personal failure with this was when I was trying to express empathy in Vietnamese. I'd say toi hieu, I understand, with a kind of flat, neutral English intonation. But in Vietnamese, to truly sound empathetic, you need a different melodic contour, a softer, more drawn-out tone. My Vietnamese friends told me I sounded like I was just stating a fact, not truly feeling for them. It was a huge eye-opener.
That's so interesting. So it's not just about the words, but the asterisk feeling you put into them. And that feeling is conveyed by intonation.
Precisely. So to practice intonation, again, it's about listening and mimicking. Pay attention to how native speakers express different emotions. Listen to how their voice rises at the end of a question or falls at the end of a statement. Try to copy it. Record yourself and listen back. Does your "are you hungry" sound like a question or a statement?
Recording myself, that sounds a bit scary, but I can see how it would be helpful. It's like hearing yourself from the outside.
It's one of the best tools you have. It helps you identify those gaps between what you think you're saying and what you're actually saying. Remember, Emma, it's not about being perfect. It's about being comprehensible and being able to connect.
So to recap, we've talked about word stress, sentence rhythm, and intonation. These are the music of English.
You got it. And the beauty of this is that you don't need perfect grammar or a massive vocabulary to start applying these. Even with simple sentences, if you get the rhythm and intonation right, you'll be understood much more easily.
You know, thinking back to my oat milk debacle, I think I was saying oat milk with equal stress on both words, and probably with a flat intonation, almost like a statement. No wonder she was confused.
See, you're already diagnosing the problem. It's progress.
Okay, so for my personal challenge this week, I'm going to start with word stress. Every time I learn a new word, I'm going to consciously identify and practice its stressed syllable. And for words I already know, I'm going to pick 5 common words a day and just practice saying them with the correct stress, like comfortable or photographer.
That's a fantastic, concrete goal, Emma. I love it. And for all our listeners out there, your challenge this week is similar. I want you to pick one short audio clip, maybe a sentence or two from your favorite podcast, a YouTube video, or even just a voice message from a native English speaker. Listen to it 5 times. The first time, just listen for meaning. The next 4 times, I want you to listen only for the music. Where are the stressed words? Does the voice go up or down at the end? And then try to mimic it, just like Emma and I did. Don't worry about perfection, just try to feel the rhythm.
Oh, that's a great challenge. It makes it feel less overwhelming.
Exactly. Small, consistent steps. Remember, it's not about getting it right every time. It's about building awareness and practicing consistently. That's how you break down those walls.
This has been such an eye-opener, Andrew. I really feel like I understand why I felt so frustrated and how I can start to fix it.
That's why we do this, Emma. It's all about making those connections. So, to our amazing listeners, we really hope this episode on pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation has given you some practical tools and a new perspective.
And if this episode helped you feel a little less alone in your English learning journey, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
We're so glad you joined us today. It really means a lot. For our question of the week, we want to know, what's one specific word or phrase that you find really difficult to pronounce with the right stress or rhythm? Tell us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, share your struggles. We're all in this together.
Absolutely. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing that English music.
Okay, before we go, let's quickly lock in the most important phrases from today.
Choose just one and use it today, even in a text message. That counts as practice.
All right, that's a wrap for today. Seriously though, which part of this felt most real to you?
Drop your answer in the comments. And if this helped you, like this video and subscribe. We post new episodes every single day.
This has been SpeakCast English. Thanks for listening. Keep practicing, keep pushing, and we'll see you in the next one.